Happy holidays. Want to give your host a gift? Consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a happy holiday.
Looking for these better days.
It is Thursday, December 11th. I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's what you need to know to make today a better day. Thursday Night Football will kick off Week 15 of the NFL season tonight with the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Bucks. And last night, the NBA Cup quarterfinals came to a close. We'll break it all down here, as well as the drama going on at Michigan. Joining me here on this episode of Better Day, presented by FanDuel, is Mackenzie Rivers. And Mac, let's start in the NBA, where last night the Oklahoma City Thunder destroyed the Phoenix Suns 138-89. The game goes over the total slightly. And you know, it's funny, I texted you after the Suns hit a buzzer beater at the end, a buzzer beater 3 at the end of the third quarter. And I said, oh man, that three-pointer is going to be the reason why this game goes over. And you know what? Thankfully, it wasn't the only reason the game went over. Like, there was a shot made with about a minute 20 left that there was more shots made in the fourth quarter. But you know what I'm saying? It didn't come down to that 1-3. If it did, oh man, that would have been very sickening. We did not play the under last night. You didn't like it. You thought it was going to be a blowout game. In hindsight, we should have hammered the Thunder on the spread, or maybe Suns team total under. Was that the move last night?
Yeah, and that's what I suggest. I mean, I'm not going to give myself credit, but I was pondering that idea when we were talking about this, but it goes in line with what we've seen with the other tournament games, which is the closer the spread, the closer the scoreboard on the closer the score on the scoreboard, the more tight the games get. 14-point spread, 25 points at halftime, that led to an over.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. We did give out a live bet for Better Day Premium members on SGA's points to go under 30.5. At the half, he had 17 points. You could have gotten the 30.5. Some books had 29.5. It was kind of fluctuating between both of those numbers. It didn't matter. He cashed it. He finished with 28 points. And the handicap that we gave out to Better Day Premium members was he's not going to play in the fourth quarter. And he didn't. He didn't. And he didn't play in the latter parts of the third quarter either. We've seen this script before, Mackenzie, from the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's amazing. And this is why you almost have to put SGA's season into a different category almost, because he's second in the league in scoring, but he doesn't play the fourth quarter. That's how insane his numbers are this year. He's plus 135 on FanDuel right now to win the MVP. But considering that he doesn't play the fourth quarter, shouldn't we appreciate his numbers more?
Yeah, people have talked about the Thunder and the Nuggets in that the Thunder are one of the best teams we've ever seen, and the Nuggets have a player that we've never seen put up this kind of statistical phenomenon, which is true. Nikola Jokic right now is having the most efficient, according to John Hollinger's player efficiency rating, or PER, performance of any season we've ever seen in NBA history, 80 years going back. Number 2 is SGA. And I feel like the Thunder being 24-1, on pace to win 75 games or whatever, kind of has obscured the fact that they're doing it thanks to an all-time performance. Now, I don't think SGA and Jokic are the two greatest players of all time. They might not be far from it, but I don't think we can just look at the metric and say, all right, they're the greatest of all time. It is relevant to the league that they're in, but nobody's dominating this high-paced, high-efficiency league more than SGA and Jokic.
Yeah, it really is unbelievable. Considering that he doesn't play the fourth quarter. Like I said, I feel
on a points per minute basis, it's him and Michael Jordan really have only approached this territory for a guard.
You see, that's what I was going to see. That there you go. You just literally stole what I was going to say. So thank you for stealing that. But I was going to say, don't we have to now evaluate him on a points per minute? Or I was going to say, you can do per 48 minutes, but on a points per minute basis, we haven't seen a player like him. And you just mentioned it.
We've seen big men come in for 20 minutes, like Shaq or Embiid or something, and put up similar points per minute numbers, but from a point guard, taking the ball up and scoring as quickly and efficiently as he has, it's historic.
Yeah, unbelievable. And hey, great cash for us on for the Better Day Premium members on the
Now
live
that
bet.
is, and this is, I'm gonna sound like Fez on my soapbox for a second. They're good bets. They're nice handicaps. You get a total at the right numbers, 56%. I feel like that SGA bet in hindsight was like an 80% bet because he
Yeah,
goes 4 for 5 to start the third quarter. And I felt we were going to cash it because it was just about the margin where he wasn't going to play anymore. Like if he didn't have a great third quarter, all right, maybe he plays the fourth, but then he doesn't have 10 points in the third quarter. So like any way it would have worked out, I feel like that's a high leverage play.
yeah. And I'm not sitting here like bragging about a win and trying to tell people, hey, get on board with our live plays. But like this
You're
is
not?
like,
I am.
well,
Join betting.
listen, I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna
Better
talk.
Day
I'm gonna talk.
Premium.
I'm gonna talk about another loss that I had coming up here. So, but I just think like these are the things you have to look for if you're trying to be a profitable sports bettor. Like the lines are getting sharper. Like, yes, it's easy in hindsight to say, like, oh, I hammered OKC minus the points and look at how good I did, right? But like these lines are getting sharper, right? It's harder to beat on the closing line, and especially if you're laying like the regular minus 10, minus 110 VIGs and stuff. But if you can find angles that the sports book's not accounting for, like a live betting angle, like SGA's points prop at the half was listed based off of whatever computer algorithm spits out his projection, it's not thinking that he's not going to play an entire quarter.
They didn't get the memo that the game literally ended 5 minutes before the end of halftime. When it reached
Yes.
25 points, it was just a different tenor of game.
Yes. So, I mean, that's something as bettors, you guys should be looking to take advantage of in an in-game market. So that game goes over. The only thing I'll say about the Laker game last night is I'm so happy that they refused to play on those stupid courts. Because
Right?
Luca complained and everybody, and it's like that's like the Lakers saying we're just going to play on our normal court. Like we don't. This gimmick is not for us. We're playing on our normal court. I say to that, thank you, Lakers, because I can't watch these games for too long. It just hurts my eyes
I
with
thought
these
my screen was broken for a
with
second
these
there.
stupid courts that we're seeing here. One thing I was thinking about with this NBA Cup, Mackenzie, is should we be looking to fade the teams that are playing in Vegas in their next games after?
That
So,
sounds
like,
like a research project, I gotta
yeah,
admit.
like
I haven't done that.
I would think like because the schedule's all weird right now. So like the Knicks will play on Saturday. If they win, they'll play in the championship on Tuesday, and then their next regularly scheduled game is Thursday in Indiana against the Pacers. So like that's same thing for let's see, the Magic would be the same way. Magic are in Denver on Thursday. So if the Magic beat the Knicks and then the Magic play in the championship game on
So
Tuesday.
it looks like, and I was wondering why my database didn't have these games pre-downloaded because they usually do have future games pre-downloaded.
Mhm.
It looks like all of these games were determined after we knew the semifinalists.
Yeah.
So that none of the semifinalists will have to play this whole week, which is a real advantage.
Yeah, the Thunder will be home to the Clippers on Wednesday. So imagine the Thunder playing the championship on Tuesday and then having to go home to play the Clippers on Wednesday. I just wonder if that's like, if we should be fading these teams after the Vegas games. Little Vegas flu action, hang out, hit the tables a little
I
bit.
feel like if a team other than the Thunder win,
Yeah.
it'd be stronger because the Thunder just won't be surprised. They're a machine at this point.
We hit the tables a little bit, little dinner, a little late
Is that a
night
John
action.
Gruden hits
Yeah.
Vegas?
Thunder overwhelming favorites to win the NBA Cup. We talked about that minus 220 right now. We talked about the Knicks probably maybe having value plus 450 up on FanDuel for the Knicks right now to win the NBA Cup. So listen, if they win that first game and they win the semifinal on Saturday, you got yourselves a nice little ticket here going into the championship game coming up on Tuesday. Let's talk about the games tonight. Mackenzie, do you have any plays or leans for the schedule up on FanDuel right now? The Celtics 9-point favorites at Milwaukee against the Bucks. The Rockets 9.5-point home favorites against the Clippers. You got the Blazers 4.5-point road favorites at the Pelicans, and the Nuggets 10-point road favorites at Sacramento.
First blush, and I haven't done all my work, but Boston laying 9.5 seems light at Milwaukee.
Okay.
Might want to isolate the Bucks team total under because they really have had no offensive options with or without Giannis, and especially without Giannis. I'm really interested in the Clippers plus the points. I mean, this would have been a coin flip game 2 months ago. Rockets have exploded. The Clippers haven't been worse. I still haven't sold all my Clippers stock. I feel like they're going to get the 10th seed. It starts here with the big 7-point loss to the Rockets.
Okay. Can I make an argument? Like, it's not like this market is certainly going to change, right? But can I make a case for Joe Mazzulla at 22-1 right now to be the coach of the year in the NBA?
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, this Celtics team was left for dead with Jason Tatum done for the season, with the injury late last year, and everyone thought this was going to be like the rebuilding year, and the Celtics were not going to be a competitive team, and aren't they in third place in the Eastern Conference right now?
And their second best player looks like and Jaylen Brown looks like a bona fide number one. Like, you get what the ingredients you got, and you make the best meal out of it you can. This has got to be his best coaching performance. I mean, look at the Pacers. Rick Carlisle, Hall of Fame coach, excellent coach, champion. 6-18 with a very similar situation.
Yeah.
Where your best player is hurt, but your second player, Siakam's there. Very similar situation. They've had a few more injuries, maybe less talent overall, but not that different. And the Celtics, they bought in and they believe.
That's what I'm saying. 22-1 right now up on FanDuel to be the coach.
So the favorite's got to be Dagnall. I mean, that's the only person I would put up above him right now.
No, favorite is JB Bickerstaff of the Pistons.
I don't agree with that. Didn't he win it like last year or 2 years ago?
I mean, Pistons are 19-5.
Yeah, they're much better than expected. I mean, he should be in the conversation. I'm just surprised he's
and then Mark Daignault's right there with him. So last year it was Kenny Atkinson. Daignault won it 2 years ago.
Okay, so Kenny, as I was thinking, because Kenny Atkinson won taking over Bickerstaff's team, and Bickerstaff was second with the Pistons.
Yeah. All right. So that'll wrap up the NBA conversation. NHL last night, I took another L. So the losing streak is real right now. I've lost 4 straight NHL games. Last night, I gave out the Spencer Knight of the Chicago Blackhawks over 23.5 saves. Now, he had a shutout against the Rangers.
That seems like you should win that ticket. He didn't. He saved all the ones he could have saved.
He saved every shot he faced. The problem was he only faced 21 shots. In hindsight, as we can look back on every bet that we make, maybe just taking the Blackhawks at a plus money price at home was, if I liked the goaltender, should have been the way to go.
I bet Rangers team total under myself.
Good for you. But you're just a Chicago homer, Mackenzie. That's it.
True.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Really cool to see the red and blue jerseys on the ice at the same time. Like, neither team wore white. It was like they both wore like the color jerseys, which was kind of cool. But man, Rangers really they didn't even pull the goalie at the end. Right, they're down 3-0. They just like chalked up the loss. They couldn't get a shot off on the power play. Like, Chicago just absolutely dominated that game. Rangers had only 5 shots in the third period. Like, I'm sitting here going into the third period, like it's a 2-0 game, and I'm thinking, all right, easily, I'm easily gonna cash this over. Only 5 shots on goal in the third period. Like, that's just embarrassing performance by the Blue Shirts. Good win by Chicago and Spencer Knight. I mean, yeah, kid's a stud, man. Kid, he absolutely is having a good season here for Chicago. We do have a couple of situations tonight that we want to take advantage of, and those situations are, teams playing on the second of a back-to-back, and we certainly want to fade those teams that are playing on no rest, especially when they're playing on the road. So tonight we have a couple of teams that fit the mold. We have the Red Wings are at the Oilers, and the Panthers are at the Avalanche. Now, you guys already know what to do. The Avalanche are the hammer spot, right? Same thing with the Oilers, although the Oilers were just in this advantageous situation in their last game the other night where we were on the Oilers and they lost. So they lost in overtime 4-3 to the Sabres. Now this is another chance to be in that advantageous situation where they have been so dominant being at home against teams on the second of a back-to-back. So tonight we have the Oilers hosting the Red Wings, and they are minus 188 favorites currently up on FanDuel. The Avalanche hosting the Panthers. Avalanche are minus 245 up on FanDuel right now. Avs on the puck line, minus 1.5, plus 102. That'll probably be a play for me, is going with the Avalanche on the puck line at minus 1.5. I'll monitor the goalie situations here to see who is playing, but yeah, this is the smash spot, right? Especially in Colorado, teams on the second of the back-to-back. All right, Mackenzie, it is a Thursday, which means Thursday Night Football kicks off another week of NFL action. Let's build us a same-game parlay.
Drinking and driving is a decision that will change your whole world. Things will never be the same once you get a DUI, because legal fees and time in court are just the beginning. Getting into a crash is another way your world could be irreversibly changed after drinking and driving. Your vehicle may not be the only thing that gets damaged in that crash. You could face a life-altering injury or even death. But you're not the only one who could face those consequences. Your decision to drink and drive could permanently change someone else's world, whether you injure them or leave their loved ones grieving. The next time you're out drinking, call a rideshare, a taxi, a sober friend, or a designated sober driver. Always plan for a safe ride home. The only decision that'll change your world for the better is the decision to call for a sober ride. It's never worth it to drive drunk. Don't risk it. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
The Atlanta Falcons take on the Tampa Bay Bucks tonight. Thursday Night Football kicking off Week 15 of the NFL season. Currently up on FanDuel, the Bucks 4.5-point favorites with a total of 44.5. And Mac, I know that the Atlanta Falcons are coming off a performance in which they were embarrassed in the second half against the Seattle Seahawks, but it was still a 6-6 game in the first half. And then, yes, they were embarrassed in the second half. Tampa is arguably coming off a more embarrassing performance where they lost at home to Tyler Shuck and the New Orleans Saints, eliminating many participants from Circa Survivor. But who is Tampa right now to be 4.5-point favorites over a divisional opponent?
They got Mike Evans back. He hasn't played but 4 games this season. I'm not sure if he moves a quarter point to the line at this point. No, it's the record at this point. Is one team has 4 wins, one team has 7. One team's going to make the playoffs, so we're just going to assume that team's better. But scoring margin, Bucks are a little bit better. But I mean, other than that, it's really close across the board.
Yeah, Trench Report.
Advanced metrics. Yeah,
Trench Report identified this as a very close matchup here, so I lean towards Atlanta with the points. As far as like looking at recent performances, I was just checking out all of my next gen stats for this game, and not only have the Bucks lost 4 of their last 5 games since their Week 9 bye, right? So they are currently in a nice little slump. But Baker Mayfield's in a slump. He has thrown for fewer than 200 yards in each of his last 4 games. That is the longest streak of Baker Mayfield's career, and it's the longest streak by a Tampa Bay Bucks quarterback since Mike Glennon in 2013.
Mike Glennon.
I feel like if there was a bet, I know his passing yardage prop is at 219. Oh, it's 219.5. I mean, look, I would you lay the, I mean, I'm not going to do this, but like, I feel like laying the juice and just saying he goes over 200, right? Like it's minus 192 for Baker to have 200 plus passing yards. It's the longest streak of his career. He's going to snap that, right?
And it comes mostly after he had that shoulder injury versus the Rams where he had to miss the rest of the game and he was questionable. So he had 1 game against the Bills that was bad before that, and now 3 games with the shoulder injury. I'm not sure if the market has priced that in enough.
Oh, wow. So you don't like Baker to go over 219.5 then?
I don't. I mean, I don't love it. I mean, yeah.
Wow. Here's another interesting from NFL Next Gen Stats. Bucky Irving is limited time because he has been hurt, whatever. But Bucky is averaging 12.9 yards after contact per reception this season, and that is the most of any player with at least 20 receptions. And he has forced a missed tackle on 52.2% of his receptions this season. That is the second highest amongst running backs in the NFL. Again, limited time because he has he's been hurt, but this is a stat or a strat. This is a prop that I played a lot last year in Bucky Irving's rookie year, and I'm wondering if I go back to the well with it here, and that is his longest reception. So Bucky Irving's longest reception is 11 and a half yards. I just read you the numbers. 12.9 yards after contact per reception, and he's forcing at least one missed tackle on over 50% of his receptions. It feels like he catches a short little pass, breaks a tackle, and goes for double-digit yards. Can I get you to co-sign leg number 1 of our same game parlay for tonight to be Bucky Irving over 11 and a half yards for his longest reception?
I like it. 4 catches for 37 yards, including a 15-yarder week 1 versus the Falcons. And the Falcons blitz the second most of any team in the league. Nice little way to relieve that pressure is a short outlet pass that goes for a first down.
Here's his game logs here. He had a long of 9 yards in the game against the Falcons in the week 1.
Oh, my bad.
Since then, in all the games, he had 22, 25, a 72-yard catch and run, a 20-yard catch and run, and a 24-yard catch and run. So, yeah, it feels like that is the move here to go Bucky Irving over 11 and a half yards for his longest reception. Okay, that's going to be leg 1 of our same game parlay. What do you like for leg number 2, Mackenzie?
You know, you brought me the Baker Mayfield stats, and I'm like, oh, well, makes sense. Probably going to go under. But before that, I was actually liking the over in this game in general. I feel like the dream has been crushed for the Falcons. Their defense is going to let up a little bit, like we saw in the second half. And I don't know, 44.5 seems low.
For the game total, 44 and a half.
For the game total, I was thinking over. What do you think?
I can see it. I mean, we're going against primetime unders and Thursday unders and whatnot. And these are 2 talented defenses. Do we trust Kirk Cousins to score enough points? I
feel like these were talented defenses.
You're right. You're right, though. Okay.
They're average defenses. And I feel, and on a short week,
okay,
veteran quarterbacks that don't really need to draw it up too much.
Let's do it. I mean, we're very correlated here. So our 2 legs right now is at plus 223.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm just looking at some
Who
things.
wins the game? That's always a good place to go. Unless you're like me and you have no feel.
I mean, I said I lean towards the Falcons plus 4.5.
Plus 4.5. Plus the points.
Yeah, plus the points. Let's see. Just looking at some other stats here. The Falcons have utilized single high safety on 65% of dropbacks this season. That is the second highest rate in the NFL. And in such coverage, they have allowed 6.9 yards per attempt, which is the 8th fewest in the NFL. Ooh. And they have allowed a negative 0.07 EPA per dropback in single high shell this season. That's the 11th fewest in the NFL. So maybe Baker doesn't go over his yardage.
They shell him up.
They shell him up. They shell him up.
You can run against the blitz, or maybe you drop a couple passes to Bucky Irving. But is Mike? I feel like Mike Evans, who came back, who was injured, came back, played 4 snaps, or had 4 targets, 0 receptions, and then has been gone for another 2 months. Is he listed at all? I'd love to fade him.
3.5 receptions.
Oh, under.
And his yardage is 42.5.
They might want to force feed him a little bit to get him going.
I know. Yep.
I don't mind either one of those, but maybe the under the yardage. What do you think?
Or is there somebody else that benefits that we think? Like Ibuka is at 48.5, Godwin's at 39.5. Jalen McMillan
out there, you think?
Jalen McMillan was also activated from IR as well. He's at 11.5 yards. Here's something that's interesting. So Evans is at 3.5 receptions. Ibuka is at 3.5 receptions. We'll call that 7, right? Mm-hmm. Godwin's at 3.5. We'll call it 10. Bucky's at 2.5. Let's call it 13. And then McMillan's 1.5. So we'll call it 15. Okay. What do we think about Baker completions? It's at 19.5.
So you added it up and it was 15? Then you
yeah,
got to think.
I mean, obviously,
whoever goes over is going to go 1 or 2 over.
Generally. Yeah, and there's more players that aren't listed. Like there's certainly that could catch passes, right? But what do we think? Like, does Baker finish 20 of 27 passing in this game?
If it's the kind of game I think it is, and Kirk Cousins and him are kind of dueling, and it goes over, yeah, I think 19.5. I think it does go over.
Well,
Because it's
forget
not
it.
like the
Well,
Falcons where they could get a lot of Bijan Robinson and a lot of other ways to move the ball. It's going to be a lot of Baker.
Well, forget about it, Mackenzie, because we can't parlay the completions.
That's how
on
they
this-
get you.
on the same game parlay. So we're
So
out there.
bet that over.
Yeah, I feel like every week we're looking at something here that we can't do the completions. We can. I mean, the yardage is there. So passing yards, as I mentioned, he's at 219.5. He's
I
had
think
that
that's a good
streak.
number.
What's that? What's that?
I think that's a fine number. He's gone
I
under
know.
4 games, but you expect him to regress to the mean somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd leave it alone. What else? Any other ideas you got?
I mean, it's always Bijan, right? He's he's the guy. Bijan has accounted for 38% of the Falcons' scrimmage yards this year. It is the highest share by a single player in a season in Falcons franchise history. His share of the team's scrimmage yards is the most since Christian McCaffrey with the Panthers in 2019. I feel like it's Bijan over rushing and receiving yards.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, it's a monster number. It's 118.5, but I mean, let's think about this. He has accounted for 38% of the Falcons' yards this season. How many yards did the Falcons get in this game? Like
330
okay, if let's call it 330. All right.
times 38% is 125 yards. That's a guaranteed over.
So, did you just do that math in your head?
No, Google. You can just type
Oh.
it into Google.
Yeah. I mean, that was like, yeah. No wonder you went to that Ivy League school. That was awesome.
There are a lot of queens. There's a lot of them.
Yeah. So I like this because again, we're just looking at the rate here. So that makes our 3-leg same game parlay plus 425. Now we need something anti-correlated here.
So we're looking at overs.
No, we're looking at an
throwing.
under. We need to go an under on somebody.
No, I'm saying yeah. Like we have
Yeah.
bet the over. We have bet certain players over.
Yep.
I'll just throw. I've already recommended it. I'll throw it out for a second, right around the merry-go-round. Mike Evans under 3.5 reception. When's the last time he played? Why do we think he's just naturally going to be? I mean,
Evans under 3.5 receptions.
the last time he had 4 receptions was September.
plus 906 on the 4-leg same game parlay.
I like that.
Okay, let's lock it in here. So here is our same game parlay, courtesy of our friends over at the FanDuel Sportsbook. Leg number 1, Bucky Irving, longest reception over 11.5 yards. Leg number 2, the game to go over 44.5 points. Leg number 3, Bijan Robinson over 118.5 rushing plus receiving yards. If you just wanted to play those 3, it's at plus 425. Mike Evans under 3.5 receptions in his first game back off the IR there. Now that makes it a plus 906 same game parlay. I like it.
It's a solid pizza bet. Good for 9 pizzas.
Elsewhere, the likelihood of Phillip Rivers actually starting this weekend for the Colts is like it's increasing, Mackenzie. Like there's actually props listed on Phillip Rivers for this game for the Indianapolis Colts. I can't believe it. I'm like shocked, but
So
yeah.
the line's already ballooned for the Seahawks now, 13.5, 14-point favorites. Tomorrow, they announce Phillip Rivers is likely to start, or whatever. I don't know if they announced that, but it becomes likely. What happens to the line?
It goes up even further.
It goes up even further. I think you're right. As bad as Riley Leonard was and maybe is, he hasn't played in 5 years. He said, like, he looks heavy. And he's like, don't worry about my weight. And I never ran away from anything anyway. Well, he's got to be able to move 3 or 4 steps at a time. I'm not sure Phillip Rivers can do that at this point.
His total right now is that Phillip Rivers is actually listed at 152.5 passing yards up on FanDuel.
Do they have an interception prop? If he plays, give me yes interception.
How is this? Yes interception is minus 156.
Wow. All right, they make you pay for it. They're saying 70% chance he throws a pick.
How is he playing? I can't believe
He's not. He's not.
He's
Come
not
on,
playing.
Ryan Leonard. For the good of all this holy.
Do you know what else I saw? That he was actually listed as the 3rd favorite to win Comeback Player of the Year. Mackenzie,
If you talk about coming back, I mean, Dak Prescott was what? He had a broken ankle.
I
Phillip
tweeted
Rivers
out
wasn't in the
yesterday.
league.
I tweeted out yesterday in response to like one of these like sportsbook sites that like tweeted out like that he's actually the third favorite. I tweeted out, anybody that wants to bet this, call me because I will gladly house your bet. And guess what? I have no limits. Okay.
No
So
limits.
no
I will
limits.
take out the loans necessary to
No
cover
limits.
this.
I will house. If anybody wants to bet on Phillip Rivers to win comeback player of the year, I will house your bet. Okay. So that is an open call right now to anybody listening. I will take
Cross-state
any
line
action.
solicitation. No.
Yes. I will take. There's no limit. I will take any bet on your Phillip Rivers comeback player of the year award because it's never going to happen. So, congratulations. There's also a huge story in college football, Mackenzie, and that is Michigan.
Do we know all the details yet?
So allegedly, I mean, we have to say this. Allegedly, okay.
The reports are wild.
Michigan head coach Sharon Moore not
We know
only
he's
was
fired. He's not there anymore.
fired by
Yes.
the university for having a quote inappropriate relationship with a staff member,
Yeah.
but Sharon Moore has also been detained
Yeah.
in Michigan and detained,
On
arrested, whatever you want to say.
charges.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been through this enough times. Are you charging me, officer? Am I free to go? Those questions come to mind.
Hey, we can hold you for 24 hours for cause, okay?
Literally, they
right.
will say
Hey,
just out of suspicion.
lawyer. That's all you got to say. Lawyer, right?
Okay, all right. So Ime Udoka was fired for his Celtics job and just got another job in the same league because he had an inappropriate relationship with like a 45-year-old staffer that was married.
Mm-hmm.
But because it's college, our minds go to the worst places. Like, was it an equipment intern that was 19? I'm not sure, but you don't get arrested for having a relationship with a staffer usually. And all the reports say like, we fired him for actions such as this or behavior like this has a zero tolerance policy, with no details on what the actual behavior is. So my ears are perked. And I'm sure people know enough to make the decisions they're making, but wow, is there a lot of gray area there?
Yeah. Michigan's going to take on Texas in the
they're not done?
in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl coming up. That game is going to be played on New Year's Eve, so the 31st. So Biff Poggi takes over in the interim. Now, remember, Biff Poggi did take over in the interim earlier this season when Moore was suspended, and Michigan won and they covered, and it was like an easy win for them. I just wonder if there's too much distractions with the program now. There'll be a bunch of players that might opt out,
Right.
If Moore's gone.
For an exhibition game anyway.
Exactly. And if we should be locking in Texas right now, minus the 6.5 is the line for Texas over Michigan in the Cheez-It Bowl coming up on December 31st. Feels like
I think it closes a touchdown or more. So
Yeah,
I think you're not going to be mad you made that bet now.
Yeah, I feel like that's what we should do is betting Texas. Listen, I'm not trying to like make light of a bad
We're
situation
betters,
here.
man. We
we are a
live in
sports-
Vegas for a reason.
Exactly. We are a sports betting show, so we're going to bet Texas minus 6.5 against Michigan in that Cheez-It Bowl. A reminder, coming up tomorrow for Better Day Premium members, we will have our live stream with Kyle Hunter. Kyle Hunter Picks is where you follow him on Twitter. Kyle is a great handicapper. He co-hosts the BetUS TV college football show with me, so you'll be able to ask any college football questions, but Kyle does all sports. He handicaps everything. He's got a network of handicappers as well, so if you want to ask him any questions about just handicapping games, about sports betting in general, but we continue this live Q&A programming schedule, if you will, for our Better Day Premium members every single Friday. This one will take place tomorrow, 2:00 Eastern time. I'll send out another message to alert people in the premium chat coming up later on today, and we'll get that out there. Props Pod as well will be out this weekend for the NFL games. As always, the Trench Report is up on betterday.com for you to get ready for NFL Week 15. For Mackenzie Rivers, I'm Scott Seidenberg. Here's hoping you make today and every day a better day.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening. Happy holidays. Want to give your host a gift? consider subscribing, rating, and reviewing the show this holiday season. It really helps the show grow. From all of us at Believe, have a Merry Christmas, everyone, and a Happy Holiday.